Welcome to Mind Coast, everyone. This entry is the first of more of its kind. Is there something in your life, a goal, a dream, or a desire, that through all the toil that life's demanded, you've realized it's the only thing that make it all worth it, that make it all have a purpose? Just that one flower taking root and blossoming would make an entire garden of trial and errors worth every ounce of labor. Waiting for that bloom to come without having anything more to offer is the hardest part of gardening our lives. But how long is that springtime worth waiting for? My most precious primrose, do you know how I've dreamt of your blossom, how I've tended your dwelling, waiting, hoping for your arrival? Did you know this garden was made just for you, that nothing else can take root here? I made it so with my own hands. I made it so without any regrets. So you must know, I don't mind being here with just you. I'd do anything you ask, if you'd only ask. But you never ask, you don't speak, you don't show any part of yourself. Spring seems to have reached everywhere except this garden, and without you, this garden has no purpose, and I have no plan to move forward. I have nothing but this barren ground which separates us, which, perhaps, is the only reason I can't run from the blame. But worry not, late bloomer. I haven't forgotten who you can become. Even without any more I can do, waiting for you to arrive with next spring is still worth everything. Our goals in life are a lot like flowers that we're cultivating. We toil and sacrifice our resources for the sake of their fruition, yet there's still a chance that all the independent conditions for blooming won't be met. The Primula vulgaris, commonly known as the primrose, gets its Latin derivation from meaning first flowering, a sign that the season of spring has emerged. For us as humble gardeners, springtime is the season of fruition, where all of our hard work is supposed to be paid off with the flourishing of our gardens. Except that's not what's happening. Spring seems to have reached everywhere except this garden of primroses. And without any yield, there's no hope for prosperity this year. All of that hard work dedicated to one purpose, but to no avail, and with no one else to blame. Isn't that a feeling most of us can relate to? We estimate and plan for our ideal progression through life, but once we encounter a significant and often unexpected barrier, it seems like we're cut off from that envisioned prosperity. When all of the effort expended thus far has fallen short of its objective, and we don't have any alternative, our dreams can take on a new form, one that's now marked by regret and disappointment. But we can't give in to despair, humble gardeners. Not now more than ever. There's a reason why the garden was created, why this primrose was chosen just for this garden, why it was given so much for the sake of its bloom. Think back and remember. What did it take to realize what your dream was? How much once stood in your way that you've now overcome? And how much of that at once seemed impossible? Why did you decide it was worth the risk? Because all of it was for your most precious primrose. No other budding holds this much anticipation, or could cause this much disappointment in its absence. Because throughout a lifetime of gardening, no other flower has captivated you or resonated with you as deeply. That dream which is fashioned from a lifetime of changes, challenges, discovery, and growth is the most precious of all possible realities, because it's the most beautiful bloom, grown specifically from all that your experience has come to define who you are. That's your primrose. And if that's still in your memory, then you must know that settling for anything else just won't be enough to feel complete. But with nothing more to add to your efforts, what else can be done but to persist while waiting? Whenever waiting is all the more that we can do, that time spent in anticipation can be its own storm of an uphill battle. But waiting is also a part of every gardener's job, because any flower that is to bloom needs its own time to cultivate the labor poured into it. So should not the most precious flower of all deserve all the time a gardener could offer? An entire year's labor not coming to realization in season isn't easy to accept, but springtime will always come again. The primrose of your life is still just one blessed spring away.